What's good, YouTube? My first ever IV, my first ever blood drawn, to my recollection at least. A lot has been going on as of recent. I've just gone to the school nurse office, getting all checked up. They're saying I have like a lot of things going on, like 102 fever, potential for strep throat or mono, potential flu. A lot of information's being given to me. The IV is actually about to finish up right here. I can see the final water going down, or I don't even know what it's called. Anyways, I don't know. A lot has been going through my head. Shoot, it jump cut to me. What up? What up? Guys, we're finally healthy again. Clap it up. Finally healthy again. Honestly, that footage was filmed 2 days ago and I was down into the dumps. Honestly, I mean, you could see I was at literally the school health center. Honestly, they treated me really well though. The entire visit was $0 for the IV, for the blood check, for all their hospitality. It was $0. I mean, it's part of my tuition, but really good resource, and shout out to my dad for actually just reminding me that that's actually a resource I could use. And then I got some prescription pills as well in this bag, making sure there's no addresses there. But yeah, that was $14. They treated me super well, so shout out to them. I'm actually checking up with them this coming Monday as well because they're just really concerned for me, which I mean is understandable, since honestly that was the worst sickness I've ever gone through in my entire life. I think I can like definitively say that. I was thinking about it the entire time, like, has there been a time like where I've wanted to not be, yeah, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, man, that was so bad. Honestly, just constant high temperatures. They were super worried. I had like 102, 103 temperature, and honestly, I was just like, that's not really the big problem. The real reason why I was there was because I had this really bad swollen lymph node. A lymph node is just kind of like over here. Like if you ever like touch like over here and you feel like those like two balls, those are your lymph nodes, I'm pretty sure at least. And what happened with my lymph node was it just kind of exploded up. It was really like this big. Pop-up footage right now on how I looked. I literally looked like a freaking balloon. But honestly, it was like, it wasn't like hurting, but I was just like super concerned for myself. Like, why is this thing so big? And I couldn't mute, since if I mute, then it would just still have that while the rest of like my chin was flat. Honestly, it was really bad. It's still swollen right now. This side is way bigger than this side, or not way bigger. It's getting better, but way better than how it was in the past 2 days. And I think the prescription medicine's been working really well for myself. The antibiotics really has been helping fight against my bad immune system, I guess. I guess my immune system's bad all of a sudden, where it just kind of just shits on itself. I don't even know, to be honest. But finally feeling healthy again. Y'all read the title. Health is wealth. I kind of want to go on a little rant on my experience with my sickness, and also the newfound appreciation I have for just being healthy in general, which, I mean, I've always had an appreciation for being healthy, but just a new perspective has been unlocked for me ever since going through this entire hell week experience. It's almost like 2 weeks at this point. Anyways, let's go over the entire breakdown. I kind of went over it a little bit in the last video, but now I finally have like actual documentation on how I was really feeling, actually putting some numbers to it. So I had a really bad fever, like around like 100 to 103 fever. That's like where it was like varying around. I never got it checked out because I've gotten fevers in the past. I always like thug them out. That's always like my motto. But this time it was like really weird, since I would just constantly be like freezing to death, although like my body temperature was like super hot, which is kind of normal for like a fever. But I remember at a party, I had like 5 layers on and I was just shivering my mind out. I said that in the last video, and finally I was like, all right, I'm talking to my dad and he's just recommended me to go to check out the clinic. I go to the clinic and they immediately took really good care of me, just checking up on me, checking my temperature underneath my tongue, and they're like, what? Are you okay? Like, how are you feeling? And since that day was like 80 degrees, I walked over, but I was completely fine when it came to the temperature. But when I showed them my like swollen lymph node, they were starting to freak out a little bit more. They were like, okay, we gotta get you like blood tests, we gotta get you an IV done. I'm like, a little like, let's pause real quick. I've never gotten those done by myself before, and I honestly got pretty nervous, since, I mean, that's like literally like a needle going into me for an extended period of time. Normally, I'm used to shots, and I have zero problem with shots. Just go in for a little second, come out, I'm done. But this, I knew it would have to be paused inside me a little bit longer. And I was like, man, I'm not gonna pussy out. I know this is like a necessary evil I have to do. So I mean, I obliged. Go ahead, do the blood test on me. And they went ahead and did it. Got out the professional. The lady was super nice. I literally was straight up with her. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna probably put in AirPods and blast music. So if I don't respond to anything, just tap me. But I'm just gonna close my eyes and you can just do your thing. And she's like, okay, I'll go ahead. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm like, thank you. Thank you for actually understanding. She goes to work, and honestly, blood work is not anything scary. Although like my hands were like sweating to the max, it was not bad at all. I could probably do it with my eyes open while looking at it, probably next time. That was my first battle scar, right around here. Yeah, right there. My first battle scar. And also, I asked them beforehand, like, am I gonna like scar, or am I gonna bruise up after this? And then the guy made this dumb joke. He was like, you're not as old as Trump, you should be good. I'm like, thank you. I'm glad I'm not as old. And then the next person comes in and they were like, okay, we're gonna give you an IV as well, try helping you like reduce like your temperature and just really get you situated. I don't really know like the full benefits of IV. I've heard Clavicular talk about it, talking about like the whole benefits of it, how they kind of scam you as well because they don't put like everything they should be putting in there. They kind of put some filler stuff, but it's whatever. If Clav says it's okay, I'll trust him. And they end up doing the IV for me, and honestly, that thing was in me for like 50 minutes. I don't know like the average time for an IV. I mean, maybe that's probably pretty standard. It was fine. It was just kind of like weird looking at something that was like attached to me and then seeing the drip thing just slowly drip its life away. But overall afterwards, my temperature went down from like 102 to like 98, 99. I felt way better afterwards, and shout out to the person who was handling me. Honestly, I don't know if they were having trouble or if this is kind of normal procedure, but it felt a little extra long. Like while he was like trying to actively put the needle into like my vein, it felt like it went by a little longer than it should have, but it's whatever. I'm not bruising up or anything, and I felt better afterwards. Anyways, back to the blood test. They got the blood work done for me because they had high like suspicion that I had like mono, which they saw me as an active player, so I appreciate them looking at me as that. But they said either I had mono, or I had strep throat, or I have the flu. They were just super confused like why I have such a swollen lymph node. And the blood work results come back and they say good news and bad news. They're like, good news, everything came back negative. I'm like, all right, that's awesome. They're like, bad news, we have zero idea what you even have. I'm like, well, that's pretty bad news. Like, they can't really identify like what I do have because the blood results couldn't really give them as much information as they were hoping for. So I didn't actually know like what I had for the day. Why the hell did my lymph node literally explode on itself? Not literally, but just why was it so big? They were like, maybe it could be like an infection, but we can't definitively tell you. We want to see you on Monday, just check up on you, and hopefully you do all good by the time you come back to our clinic. I'm like, all right guys, I appreciate you guys very much. And I've just been discharged. I've been having these little pills. I have like these tablets in here, and I also have these pills I take twice a day, and the tablets I take once a day. And they've been working pretty well. I think they've been messing like with my like bowel system a little bit, where I've just been having to like pee a lot more, and honestly like whenever I have them my stomach feels more empty. But nonetheless, overall I think they've treated me really well. And yeah, it's just a lot of like health complications that have come from these past 2 weeks. The whole sickness process, this being the worst sickness I've ever had in my life, has made me realize that health is really wealth. When I was sick, I had like a super like clouded, like just not thinking clearly mind. I was highly considering dropping my fraternity because I was like, man, it's like I'm worried about this fraternity stuff. It's not doing me any justice. I'm having such negative thoughts in general. I'm never like a negative thought person. I always try seeing like the best of things, or at least the most critical or rational way of thinking of things. I never try like looking at just like a straight negativity way. Try seeing both the pros and cons, but everything I was like thinking about in life, it was just straight negativity. And I was just like, man, this is just, it hurts to know that this is happening because I'm sick, and I can actively know that that is the reason, but I can't do anything about it because I'm actively sick and in this state of mind. It was bad, but what would help was me texting my friends, or me calling up my friends or family members and just really talking to them, letting them know how I'm thinking, and can you give me some feedback on how I'm feeling from a clear-headed perspective. And that really helped push me through as well. And now that I'm healthy, I mean, all this fraternity stuff is still easier, although it still hasn't really clicked to me fully yet. It's still been like a lot of degeneracy and whatnot. I mean, that's kind of frat life, and it's like, do I really want to be a part of this? I know I've made my first payment. It was $300. I think I can say that, but I can still drop, and I could take that financial hit. Although it sucks to take a $300 hit or however many more expenses I've paid towards it, I can still take a hit. But yeah, still feeling this out. Although I have been getting some new memories and new stories that I can talk about with my friends, which is always really exciting about story maxing right now. But yeah, it's like, is this really the life I want to live? Will this benefit me in the long run? That's really what I'm thinking about, and yeah, that's really where my headspace has been as of recent, even while I've been healthy. Just gotta know what I gotta put my energy towards and can't be wasting my energy. Anyways, now that I'm finally healthy, it feels legendary to be back able to talk to a camera with actual passion and conviction. If you look at the other videos that I'm not going to be showing you guys right now, but I've made some other little like small talking to the camera videos, and I literally sounded so dead. I sounded so monotone, so like out of life. I was always talking to the camera like, what's up guys? I hope you guys have been doing good, but I'm just sticking through right now. Finally, I'm able to talk with some conviction and have some emotion and not actually fake it. I mean, I couldn't even fake being happy or fake being excited for things, but right now I'm super excited to actually be able to talk to a camera and just being back on the grind, hopefully. I know I've said that last time, but it's just I've been getting used to this whole fraternity stuff and getting used to the lifestyle and how I can allocate some times and what I can technically skip so I can be making videos, since I go to every single like setup or event or party even. I think honestly I would not have any time, but I'm gonna be skipping things. That's gonna be the honest truth. I'm gonna be skipping some things so I can pump out these videos, and that's how I'm really gonna be putting my time allocation towards just actually putting it into the things I love and enjoy, but while also still opening up the avenue with the fraternity stuff, as I'm still a part of it, so it's not like I can fully neglect it. But yeah, that's a big update vlog for me, to be honest. I just wanted to update you guys once more. Next video, I'm going to be doing a reaction video. I've always wanted to do reaction videos, but I mean, if I made a reaction video while I was sick, you guys probably wouldn't watch it. I wouldn't even watch myself or even watch myself edit those type of videos while I was sick. Like, that was the worst. That was the worst. If you guys are currently sick or have any friends that are sick, just make sure to take care of yourself or your friends. I feel like we gotta support each other as people, making sure we're having good headspaces and whatnot. I've always had a good headspace. Whenever I talk about that, I'm always having a perfect mental, to be honest, but there's just sometimes there's bad and off days, and you gotta make sure you look out for yourself and your buddies. Health is wealth, baby. Really keep yourself in check, making sure you drink water. This is kind of empty since I only really put home water in here. I don't really put the fountain water in here, but I drained this puppy, just really keeping myself on game. And yeah, don't let your health drop. If it drops, making sure to stay on top of recovery, and just know that health is really just like your temple. I have a party tonight, and that's the only thing I'm kind of worried about, because there's different jobs for fraternity life, and the most like isolating job is this job called cop, basically where you're just kind of on duty on the block away from everyone just to see if a cop rolls by, and you just text like a group chat. But that's like the most isolating job, and I'm currently in a job that's like one of the most social ones, and I kind of want to be on cop because I kind of don't want to be around everyone right now. I kind of just want to be isolated and to myself, because I don't want to like reignite my sickness. I can't afford to be sick again. So hopefully I can switch with someone, but typically the people who get put on cop are the people who don't show up to anything or are kind of like on the naughty list, like you guys are in trouble for messing up or making someone mad. So yeah, who knows if I can actually switch. That'll be the goal though. That's the goal for tonight. Little update on that. But besides that, love y'all boys and girls. I'll see y'all very soon in the next one. Peace. Eating on some hot fries. Goddamn, my boy is hot outside. Please don't try to diss me.